What's good, YouTube? Today we'll talk about why caffeine is hurting your health. In another video, we'll talk about how to taper down caffeine dependency. Let's dive right into today's video. Reason number one, caffeine can cause sleeping issues. In a previous video, we talked about sleeping issues, which is one of the largest threats to our health. Good sleep keeps your hormones in check, as well as keeping your brain fresh and ready to go. If you have poor sleep, then ultimately you're a poor version of yourself. Good sleep is one of the best ways for you to be the best you can possibly be. So ultimately, caffeine may keeping you from being the best version of yourself. If you find yourself needing to take in caffeine to wake up or even slightly staying awake during the day, then caffeine have become a crutch for you and will hold you back from great health and sleep, which ultimately holds you back from being the best version of you. Reason number two, it can dehydrate you, which in turn makes you dizzy, unfocused, tired, and as well as making it harder to retain information. So you may drink caffeine in form of hopes to have better focus, while it just dehydrates you and actually ends up making it harder to focus and causes you to have a higher heart rate. Reason number three, an extension of reason number two, caffeine naturally increases your heart rate, which gives you an increased chance of stroke as well as heart failure. This happens because of an elevated heart rate. Most people consume caffeine daily and a lot more, even more than they should. This increase in heart rate is made even worse by being overweight. High heart rate may cause these things because your heart is always working hard in these cases. Think of a car with an engine that is always getting revved up. Just like that will cause wear and tear on the engine, us as humans will have wear and tear on our hearts if we always have high heart rates. Reason number four, caffeine can increase your craving for sugar. While there's nothing wrong with having a certain level of sugar intake on a daily basis, most people overconsume. Caffeine may make this intake even higher, and in doing so, your caloric intake is going up, which may cause you to gain weight, which further compounds your heart rate to be at an even higher point, even at rest. Just like that, it becomes a combo of worsened health. A lot of people also drink their coffee with cream and sugar. Depending on how much is used, a single cup may contain upwards of 400 calories, which doesn't benefit you in any way or form. This is one of the major reasons why people that drink coffee has a hard time losing weight. Reason number five, the higher heart rate caused by caffeine is an effect even at rest. A higher heart rate increases the chance of death, regardless of your level of fitness. So if you take caffeine often, you'll have a higher heart rate compared to if you did not take caffeine ever or hardly ever. And as a result, also have a lower chance of death. High heart rate is what is called an independent risk factor, which means it's a risk factor that isn't connected to anything else. Reason number six, it can create a dependency, so you might actually depend on caffeine to get through the day. Maybe you know someone who have it, or perhaps even yourself. With dependency, you'll also find yourself needing more and more. So what once made you awake and alert is barely enough now to get yourself out of the house in the morning. Now you find yourself needing twice or triple the amount that you used to. With this, you have developed a dependency on caffeine, which further compounds the reasons mentioned earlier. You will need to taper it down and let yourself be sleepy so you can get away from it and get back to the point where you do not need it. It is best for your health in all areas of life. With all these things being factors for why caffeine could be hurting you, it's easy to see increased heart rate, increased likelihood of stroke, dehydration, dizziness, and increased craving for sugars, which in turn drives up your caloric intake. On top of all of that, it may cause sleeping problems, which comes with its own set of challenges and possibly health issues. With this, we've reached the end of the video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Have a good one.